How the heck are ya? This is Centauri Stir Fry. Hope you guys are being excellent to each other out there. Today we're talking about Odin. This is a 1/6 scale statue by Bowen Designs, the Highfather. Now back in the day, Bowen was the bee's knees. Now these are 1/6 scale. Man, it's a great company. If you're thinking about getting into statues, this is the way to go. They've probably done every or any character you can think of when it comes to marble. They do little mini busts, they do full scale, 6 scale, and I think this is really cool. It's a really nice way to get into statues, especially if you're a Marvel fan. There's a lot of big statues out there, but let's face it, they either lead to divorce or they keep you a virgin. No, but you're probably going to debt. I mean, if living in your car is cool. But we're also talking about War of the Realms, the next Marvel event. This is a big, big event. Jason Aaron's been writing this. Has been leading up to this for like the last 5 or 6 years, and it all started right here. Ooh, Thor God of Thunder. This came out of the Marvel Now reboot. Jason Aaron was rocking this Thor book. It was great. Art by Assad Ribic. Man, just sweet, epic stuff. Thor was like the new Highfather. He had a destroyer arm. He was fighting the God Butcher, which I'm sure there's a few keys out there. I think it's related to the current Venom storyline. Read this freaking book and read volume 1 and 2 so you can check out Malekith. Now, this is just kind of getting you ready. Jane Foster, she's coming back. I guess she's in remission, total remission. She's good, no cancer, everything's fine. There's some other things. Malekith kind of sets the stage. Odin is not in the best of shape. He's actually depowered. He's like just not up to full strength. Issue 10. This is Thor and Odin. What appears to be a nice, friendly, father and son chat. They have a disagreement. They fight. And the whole time it's kind of like this internal monologue from Odin, where he talks about all the things that he should have said to his son. All these things he said they thought of. He loved him. He was proud of him. The entire time they're fighting, he's going through this whole thing in his mind, where he kind of regrets being such a jerk parent to him. So I thought some of this stuff was like, I thought this kind of hit me kind of hard. I was like, man, you know what? Man, I just got to really pull my head out of my butt and just say what I really feel at the time. Because you never know what could happen. Tomorrow, today, right now could be your last moment, your last minute. So it's really important to share your feelings with the people that you care about. And I think Odin is kind of talking about that internally while Thor is kicking his butt. Let's check out Odin. Like I said, 1/6 scale. Randy Bowen, sculpted by Randy Bowen. I'm not sure when this came out, but let's check it out, man. It's cool. Okay, here is the Odin by Bowen Designs. Next to the Batman, Blackest Night, Batman Pop. Odin, the Highfather, the Raven God. Here he is. This thing's glorious, highly detailed, great looking armor. I love the runes and the Nordic designs. It's just great. Lots of detail throughout all the scaled armor and emptiness. Unfortunately, and he comes with both of his ravens. Unfortunately, the top one here, his legs showed up broke. So I'll have to repair that. But fortunately, he was able to just kind of pluck him in there, and he stays up there pretty good for this review anyway. Great detailed piece, sculpted by Randy Bowen. It's just freaking sweet. It's got everything. It's got all kinds of different textures in it, and especially for the age of the statue, it really turned out great, and I think it's awesome. And it really shows his power. It even comes with a real crystal, apparently. I don't know what the heck's going on with that, but that's pretty cool. There's 2 versions of this. There's actually one painted, like this one, and there's one that's kind of a faux bronze that I thought actually looked pretty cool too. From 2008, it stands about 19 3/4 inch high. It's pretty tall. Anyway, I think it's a beautiful piece, very cool. Well painted, well sculpted, and you can just tell there was a lot of love and passion put into this Odin. One of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. When the Allfather has a full max strength with his Odin Force, there's no stopping this dude. So, very cool. And one of my favorite Bowen Designs pieces. So let's get a little closer. Let's check it out. Here's Odin's base, which is pretty simple. I believe this is like $12.75, whatever. They made 1,500 of them in 2008, like I said. Really cool how they have the stamped, carved runes, which I think is nice. It almost appears to be some kind of wood in the background, which is pretty cool. One of his crows, or ravens, I'm sorry, one of his ravens. Hujin and Munin. Yes. Memory and Thought. They're basically a bunch of narcs for Odin. Because Odin's lazy. He's really powerful, he earned his place, and he likes to just kind of camp out on the couch. That's what Odin does. He kind of chills out and he schemes, and his ravens do all the work. So he's got all the stamped, scaled boots, and this is like a very, very good representation of Walt Simonson artwork. I think it's awesome. I like this brick layout on the top. It's nice. There's the spear we're seeing here, which is actually aluminum. It's actually really cool. The spikes are like bone or teeth or something like that. It's a classic design. I think it looks great. I think it's a lot of detail for this time and age and this scale. Here's my favorite part. It's so freaking cool. This is awesome. Look at this like Nordic carvings in the armor. It's just so good. Blue chains on the outsides. And keep in mind, this is very old, like I said. So like the blue chains aren't highly detailed, but it's nice. They separate the colors so well. This dragon here, which what is it? Ymir? I'm not sure. It's a nifty freaking sword, which I love. I think it's just awesome. The colors are good too. The colors just pop. I love the gold and that shiny blue. And this staff here, I forgot the name. I need to
I should prepare for these things, but it's like Odin, Odin, whatever his spear is. This is like aluminum. It's definitely like a true metal, which is kind of cool. Championship belt he's wearing here, which is like some big wrestling belt. Keep in mind, this is the Walt Simonson rare, so you have to have a big belt. Like even Thor had a big belt. That's just like standard. Hell, I think even Cyclops had a big belt. Walt Simonson loves big belts. He's like, I mean, he must be a wrestling fan. This is cool. I like this because it's subtle. It's like it's worn and torn, and you get your bone like teeth marks here, and then you got this really cool leather effect, but it's like not true. It's like worn out in some places. Like it's pronounced here and disappears there. So it's kind of like almost like a true leather. Like he's been sitting on that a little bit, partying on it. He parties hard. It's Odin we're talking about here. He's like the god of mead. The stamping effect with his kilt is beautiful. Beautiful work for such an older piece. This blue chain that comes around here, I love it. The scales, it's so good, man. It's really cool. Okay, get a little higher up to the face. Like I said, awesome work on this armor. Like Randy Bowen delivered on this. He's just so good at bringing that comic from the page to the freaking sculpt. But man, when it comes to just straight comic accuracy, Randy Bowen delivers every time. I love this. Look at this freaking pirate earring there. Bone helmet. Beard is awesome. And I know it's probably like blinded out a little bit, but there's some really good shading and details in there. And I just dig that beard. He's either a homeless guy or he's a freaking god. Look at the back. This is like one of the best parts. He's got this really awesome ponytail, the hair sticking out. And look at this armor back here. It's got a big freaking boar. Man, he's got a boar on his shoulder, man. It's so cool. It's well done. Come on, Odin. Wake up from your Odin sleep. Come on. Fine then, we'll party without you. Last but not least is his bling. Any big baller or statue collector that's a big baller or comic collector knows that you have to have some jewels. Apparently, quote, can I do quote fingers with this? Quote, like a real crystal is what they say. Just for funsies and all the need in the world, we have a size comparison with the 1/6 Bowen. Odin, the High Father, next to the Sideshow Collectibles Destroyer Maquette, my first big piece, my first 1/4 scale-ish piece that I ever got, and I love this piece. It'll never leave my collection. If you imagine the size of Destroyer from the movie, I guess you can kind of play with your imagination, even though the Destroyer was really, in comics, the size of a man. It was like a suit you could wear, so I think this is a really cool pairing. I love this Bowen piece. I think it's one of my favorite Bowen pieces ever. Alright guys, remember, spade neuter your pets, and Mad Nita was right.